The conference room fell silent as Dr. Morrison slammed his gavel. All that remains is to officially close the case. Dr. Voss, your phyto-pharmaceutical nonsense has no place in legitimate science. Pack your things. 20 years of my life reduced to a single sentence. I stood there, chair abandoned mid-sentence, as my colleagues' laughter echoed through the marble halls. My family's voices followed me out, disappointment sharp as broken glass. "You wasted your time with that botany nonsense," my father had said at dinner that night. "Real scientists work with real medicine, not herbs and fairy tales." The rejection tore something essential from me, but it also forged something unbreakable. I left everything, my office, my reputation, even my family's love, chasing a dream everyone called impossible. I found myself in a small cabin outside these mountains, surrounded by land everyone said was worthless. Barren soil, failing crops, a community dying slowly, but I saw potential everywhere. While others saw weeds, I saw medicine. While they saw failure, I saw possibility. The ridicule only strengthened my resolve. Folklore, they called my work. Ancient wisdom won't cure cancer, they mocked. But I'd already seen what those folklore remedies could do when properly understood and cultivated. Years passed in solitude, my hands calloused from soil and my mind focused on something greater than approval. I developed techniques to activate dormant healing compounds in plants, compounds modern medicine had overlooked because they didn't fit established patterns. The first trials were terrifying. What if I was wrong? What if all this time, all this sacrifice had been for nothing? But slowly, miraculously, things began to change. The drought that had devastated 3 counties didn't end with advanced irrigation or expensive seeds. It ended because I discovered how to grow plants that could restore depleted soil while producing incredible medicinal compounds. Barren land became lush gardens, sick people became healthy, communities flourished. Our breakthrough drug, derived from these phyto-pharmaceutical innovations, saved thousands of lives. The pharmaceutical companies that once dismissed me now knocked on my door, offering partnerships and funding. Modern medicine had been wrong, and I'd proven it. But success felt hollow without knowing whether I'd lost everything worth keeping. Driving up the winding road to my childhood home, I wondered if I should even come back. My mother had stopped returning my calls years ago. My sister refused to speak to me after I'd abandoned our family to chase fairy tales. The house looked smaller than I remembered, paint peeling from the porch where we'd once painted together as children. I parked my truck, the same one I'd driven out of here, but now it gleamed with miles traveled and victories earned. My mother appeared in the doorway, older, harder around the edges, but still the same woman who'd tucked me in as a child. She didn't speak at first, just stared at me with eyes full of questions I'd never answer. It's really you," my brother finally managed, stepping from behind his mother. His face had changed too, less boyish, more weathered by his own disappointments. "I've been working on something," I said simply. 20 minutes later, we were driving to the old farmland my father had abandoned when the soil failed and the bank foreclosed. I'd bought it back, not just the land but its future. "What is all this?" my father interrupted, gesturing at the thriving ecosystem surrounding us. Trees we'd planted bore fruit. Flowers bloomed in patterns that seemed almost intentional. Vegetables grew in abundance where nothing had grown before. "This is what happens when you stop fighting nature and start working with it," I replied. "These plants heal more than just bodies. They restore entire environments." I pulled out a tablet showing clinical data, testimonials, before and after images of communities transformed. "This drug saved a child's life last month. The boy had a rare blood disorder that killed children in dozens of countries. Without this treatment, he'd be dead." My mother covered her face with her hands. "You lied to us," she whispered through her fingers. "You made it up." "No," I said gently. "I made it real. Every word my colleagues called pseudoscience is now backed by peer-reviewed research. Every time I was called foolish, I was actually seeing what others couldn't." The weight of their disbelief pressed down on me, heavier than any physical burden. But seeing their faces shift from anger to something like wonder, to the slow dawning of understanding, I knew truth had finally arrived. You ridiculed my dreams, I continued, calling them ridiculous. But dreams aren't ridiculous when they're rooted in love, patience, and unwavering belief in something bigger than ourselves. I chose to pursue mine anyway. My father's voice cracked. Why didn't you just give up? Why didn't you come back? Why did you have to make it so? So what? I asked. So I chose myself. So I trusted that some things are worth fighting for, even when the odds seem impossible. Tears streamed down my mother's cheeks. We thought you were destroying yourself. And look at me now, I said, gesturing at the thriving landscape around us. Not just surviving, I've created something beautiful that helps everyone around me, something that grows even in the harshest conditions. The transformation wasn't just external. Standing there surrounded by the fruits of my labor, I felt a peace I'd never known. All those years of doubt, all that ridicule, all that isolation, it had been building toward this moment of complete vindication. "We're sorry," my brother said quietly. "Sorry doesn't fix what you did," I replied, but my heart wasn't angry anymore. It was full of gratitude for the journey, for the people who doubted me, for the strength that comes from rising after being knocked down. As we walked through the garden I'd created, I realized that success wasn't measured in money or fame, but in the healing I could offer the world. My family's rejection had been painful, but it had also clarified what truly mattered. Some dreams are worth more than approval. Some visions are worth more than comfort. And some people, even when they hurt you, are worth forgiving because their doubt only made your triumph that much sweeter. The sun was setting over the landscape I'd brought back to life, and I knew that no amount of success could compare to the satisfaction of knowing I'd chosen myself, trusted my vision, and created something beautiful from barren soil. That's the real victory. Not just proving others wrong, but proving to yourself that some things are worth pursuing, no matter how ridiculous they seem.